Things might get rough for fans of the digital circus after the release of episode 7, as not only were we given a sad update, we also got huge new leaks that change everything we thought we knew about the show, which started with our first sad announcement we were given from the show's creator Gooseworks about what she's planning for episode 7. As a fan of the show, summarized her new statement telling us how Goose has confirmed that episode 7 is going to make the right people very angry. I hope that episode makes some people upset. I'm really excited for people's reaction to that one. It's going to make a certain type of fan angry because of it. Meaning something in episode 7 is meant to show us certain scenes that make some people angry and upset. But before getting to what exactly these upsetting episode 7 scenes are, we were given more bad news involving a new sort of drama that started causing problems for the show's creator after the release of episode 6, as this was the episode where we saw a drastic change for Jax, as he went from a bit of a chaotic character that loved to mess around with the other circus members for fun to an unstable version of himself that was almost driven to the point of abstraction, which caused a massive backlash from fans with comments such as, "I love Jax, but he's definitely a terrible person and it's 100% understandable that people would hate him as he's extremely harmful to those around him," which snowballed and eventually led to a bigger problem that got so bad that the show's creator had to make a recent reminder post, which linked to one of her previous posts from earlier this year where she specifically told fans of the show, "This may be an unpopular opinion, but I actually kind of don't think you should say very negative things to other people in a way I can't fully talk about over their opinions on a cartoon character," serving as a reminder that fans shouldn't be taking their thoughts towards the show to the extreme like this, as it causes a lot of issues behind the scenes, which is where things obviously got worse, as this same issue started up again after episode 6 came out recently, with a fan of the show responding to Gooseworks asking her why this was even a reoccurring problem that needed a reminder in the first place, as fans of the show should be listening the first time, to which she tells us how some people take fictional characters more seriously than real life, which we know could be an even bigger problem in the future after episode 7 comes out, as we were recently told behind the scenes from Gooseworks how there were much bigger dramatic moments for Jax in the future that may cause problems. It all started with a recent post we were given from Jax's voice actor, who gave a follow-up post after the 6th episode, thanking everyone for the kind words on his performance as Jax from the most recent episode. As always, none of Jax's lines would have sounded nearly as good without the incredible voice direction of Gooseworks. I'm so excited for you all to see more. To which Gooseworks gave a very interesting response, saying how, "I can't wait until everyone gets to hear how much you kill it in the rest of the show, because dang, your best moments haven't even happened yet." Which, while yes, does mean there's some good acting and powerful scenes made for Jax in episode 7, also means that this recent chaotic side to him we were shown more of in episode 6 is meant to get a whole lot worse for the future, as we saw how Jax was getting worse and worse even after his big fight with Pomni towards the end of the last episode, which is where our new episode 7 scenes come to play, as going back to our new statement from the show's creator, we're still expecting certain moments from this next episode to be very upsetting towards some fans of the show in particular. But what exactly were these big episode 7 moments meant to be in the first place? Well, we're actually given more details towards this answer through the same original fan who summarized Gooseworks' earlier statement, explaining how more info of what is going to probably hurt/make people angry according to Goose. She also said in the stream that she felt bad for the nice, wholesome people on Tumblr and that she doesn't want to hurt them, which we know is definitely going to connect to the fans of the show who support Pomni and Jax's friendship. As from what we saw towards the end of episode 6, there still seemed to be hope between the two to fix things, as even after their big fight, Pomni kept glancing over to see if Jax was okay. But this news of a big event in the next episode that makes these fans upset means that instead of things getting better for the two, we're expecting things to get a whole lot worse. As we already know from Gooseworks' other recent statement, how Jax has a lot of big moments in the next upcoming episodes of the show that are gonna continue off of what we just saw in episode 6. Scenes that are gonna truly expose who Jax is deep down. But before getting to this dark secret Jax has deep down, it turns out we were given another big spoiler towards episode 7 that finally tells us what exactly we're expecting to see here. We started with the fact that it's confirmed Jax's room will be involved and we'll finally see inside. As a fan over on Tumblr asked if we'd ever get to see what's actually in there, to which Gooseworks responded with, yeah, but how do we know for sure that Jax's room and the secrets inside it would pop up in episode 7? Well, based on how episode 6 ended, we know that there's a lot of unsolved problems for Jax's character that we know are meant to develop in a big way in episode 7. And for us to truly see this character development for Jax, that likely causes a big change for him in the future episodes of the show, we need to get a closer look into who he is as a character. We need to see the inside of his room, which only left us with the big question of when exactly episode 7 was meant to be coming out in the first place. As it turns out, the show's creator Gooseworks had already confirmed in a recent live stream she was a part of how this next episode was meant to come out sooner rather than later, as Glitch was no longer juggling multiple shows back and forth, similar to what they did with the Digital Circus and the Gaslight District recently, which came out with its original pilot episode a few months ago. And with full focus on the Digital Circus, we know that this release date window has to be shorter than 2 months from now, as we also know that the last episode, episode 6, took around the same amount of time to be released, only it also had a few delays behind the scenes that made things take slightly longer than they were supposed to. Meaning without these delays for episode 7, all we'd need to know is how far along Glitch are with the whole process behind the scenes, which we were actually told about after all by Gooseworks, as she actually put out this post a little while ago telling us how the table read and finalizing of part of the 9th episode were somewhat finished already a month ago. Table read for episode 9 went as planned. I love this cast, which helped towards revealing how enough work behind the scenes has already been put into this 9th episode that episode 7 has to be a lot closer than we originally thought to being done. But when exactly is this release date supposed to actually be specifically? Well, it turns out I'm able to put together everything we're told about episode 7 and its release for you early into this video right here. So for what we know about the Digital Circus, make sure to check it out.